Welcome in, Miami Dolphin fans, NFL fans, whoever you are choosing to join us tonight on Around the Felt. We would like to welcome you in. My name is Reagan. I'm here with my co-host Colin.
What's going
We're
on?
here to just break down all Miami Dolphins in 2025, what we think they will do this year in terms of record. We're going to get into, some fantasy breakout players for the team, our team MVPs, our team depoys, the X factors for the teams, and even which rookies we're circling that we think will have big seasons. But Colin, before we get into any of that, you excited to talk about the Dolphins? Are you doing good tonight? What's good with you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. It's exciting to talk some Dolphins football. Very interesting team heading into 2025. A lot of turnover, some big moves. We're going to dive all into it. The Miami Dolphins with an 8.5 win total for this season. Some key additions. Minkah Fitzpatrick back down in South Florida. James Daniels to the O-line. Ashton Davis. And backup quarterback Zack Wilson, which is a significant add because Tua missed 6 games last year and at least 4 in 3 of 4 seasons as a starter. So the backup quarterback is very important to this team. Some losses. Jaylen Ramsey, of course, involved in the trade with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Javon Holland, Kendall Fuller, Calais Campbell, Robert Jones, and, of course, their stalwart left tackle, Terron Armstead, retired, which is a huge blow to this Miami team. I mean, this team started 4 quarterbacks in the first 4 games last year, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They do have a pretty easy schedule, though. 9th easiest, some games against Cleveland, Carolina, and New Orleans, which, they're circling on their calendars. With all that being said, Reagan, what are your
first
thoughts?
Off,
Whoa.
okay. How are you going to disrespect Darren Waller like that?
That's right. I forgot another key addition, Darren Waller, coming out of retirement to play only for the Miami Dolphins. Maybe, his studio's down there in Miami. He wanted to stay close so he can keep going with his rap career. I don't know. But yes, Darren Waller back in the NFL. They obviously lost Jonah Smith as well, trading him to the Steelers in that Jaylen Ramsey trade. So, yeah, they needed a tight end, and they got Darren Waller. We'll see how productive he can be. With all that being said, Reagan, what are your thoughts of the Dolphins heading into 2025?
Yeah, what was sorry, did you say what the win total was?
8.5.
8.5. So I am actually below the win total. I have them at 6-11.
Wow.
I'm so out on the Dolphins, dude. I think this team is just gonna lose the locker room very quickly. You already see Mike McDaniel's coming out and having issues, calling out players. Tyreek's always saying shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just seems like a bad situation where you're in a season where his seat's already hot. Tua's health, he's 1 injury away from losing him, and then it's like you're putting your faith into a rookie quarterback in Quinn Ewers and Zack Wilson. I'm a Jet fan, so I know what Zack Wilson is. He's not an upgrade from Tua. Because if Tua can stay healthy, yeah, this team can be great, but I'm not expecting it. And the defensive side of the ball, you already see they're starting to lose some guys to injuries. Going down. Who got it? What's his name? Got carted off the other day on the defense.
Was it Sealer?
No,
it wasn't Sealer.
Chop Robinson got carted off the other day.
Oh, yeah. He said he's good, though. He said he's good.
No, he's going to be good. But, I mean, it's just like it seems like the Dolphins, they always deal with some injuries on the defensive side of the ball, especially that D-line, and the season just starts to get away from them. But I don't know, man. I'm not buying into it. I really think this team is just going to end up blowing everything up. And, Tua probably will stick around. I think McDaniels is out after this season. I think at this point it is playoffs or bust. I don't think you can miss the playoffs again and keep him, after missing it last year. I mean, what do you think? You think if this, well, actually, let's hear what you think before, you get into my point of him moving on, because you may think they're going to be good. I don't know.
I got the Dolphins at 8-9, and it's very difficult to pinpoint where this team can finish because they're probably, in my opinion, the most volatile team in the league. If Tua is healthy, they can win double-digit games and be a playoff team. If he's not healthy, they're god-awful. They were 2-4 without him last year, 6-5 with him. 19 touchdowns and 7 picks. 3% completion rate is awesome. Now that we cleared up some technical difficulties, as I was saying, the Dolphins are one of the most volatile teams in the league. They could be a playoff team with Tua healthy and win double-digit games. They could also absolutely suck if he's out. And they're a completely different team with them or without him. And many critical passing metrics, they're top 5 in the league when Tua is healthy, with their 2 wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle. Without him, they're bottom of the barrel. Like, the worst quarterback play. We know. We've seen it. The Dolphins' backup quarterback. It's awful. So it's very difficult to project this team. That's why I got them at 8 and 9, because I don't love the roster, particularly the offensive line, Reagan. I mean, holy shit. It was so bad last year, and they didn't do anything really to address it significantly. Patrick Paul, 82nd out of 85 tackles from PFF. James Daniels, not very good. Brewer, not very good. Austin Jackson, 80th out of 85, according to PFF. The run game, once Jackson got hurt, fell off a cliff. Second worst yards per carry. And that's with Achan, who was over 7 yards per carry in 2023. They were 28th in pass block win rate, 26th in run block win rate. So when you have a quarterback like Tua, that I highlighted earlier, has missed so much time, how is this team not investing significant draft capital into this offensive line, Reagan? Tell me how that makes sense. It
doesn't make any sense at all. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know they did take the kid out of Arizona, the guard. What's his? I'm gonna butcher his name.
Jonah Savaiinaea.
Yeah, Jonah Savaiinaea, if that's even how you say it. I mean, they took him in the early second, so that was pick 37. I know some mocks had him going as a first rounder, but I think ultimately, it's just the position of guards. But he even played some tackle, so he could get bounced around a lot. He's actually bigger for a guard at 6'4", 324. But I understand what you're saying, though. It would have been nice to see them invest more than one pick in the early half in the offensive line.
But it's also not just this draft. It's the past several. They haven't invested in the offensive line significantly with any early draft capital. Like, it's asinine team building. I don't get it. So I agree with you. I think if they don't make the playoffs, McDaniel's out and their GM's out, because clearly you're not building the team around Tua that you need. Now, don't get me wrong. Tua, he did run into Damar Hamlin in week 2. Like, that was him. Like, that was completely his fault. He should have got down and slid. He was trying to make a play. He's got to know with his concussion history that can't happen. At the same time, though, if you lose your stalwart left tackle in Terron Armstead and you're not attacking that position very early on or trying to make a big move in free agency, I mean, I don't get it. And I love Devon Achan. I mean, he's an absolute beast. He was in 2023. He's great in fantasy. Now, a lot of that is the PPR aspect. But he fell to the run game fell to one of the most least efficient in the league last year, and the offensive line is a major factor in that. And it affected their wide receivers too. I mean, Tyreek Hill almost had 2,000 yards in 2023. Last year, their wide receivers, league low, 8 receiving touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, career low yards per route run. Jaylen Waddle, his first season as a pro, below 1,000 yards. All of this is because of the offensive line. That is why I can't get on board for the
missing time too.
And Tua being hurt, which is also
Tyreek had an injury as well with his hand.
He played through the torn wrist ligament, yes, and he would have gotten surgery and been out for the year. Played through it. That's also a factor, right? But I think the engine of this is the offensive line, and it's letting the whole team down. Defensively, I don't know really what they're doing in the secondary. I think Minkah's good, but Ramsey's gone. Like, you lost Holland. I mean, you're going with Artie Burns, Storm Duck, and Cam Smith competing at corner. I don't love that. Ashton Davis at safety next to Minkah. I don't love
that. Storm
Duck
is a crazy name.
It's a sick name, but he's not that good in coverage. He's a young player, so maybe he gets better. But I mean, I don't love the secondary at all. Now, what I do think is the strength of this team potentially is the pass rush. They didn't have Jaylen Phillips or Bradley Chubb last year. They were still 15th in pressure rate, 27th in sacks. So, yeah, that sucks. But you didn't have 2 dogs in Phillips and Chubb. Zach Sealer led the team with 10 sacks in the interior. That's awesome. Chop Robinson only had 6 sacks, but he had the 3rd highest pressure rate in the league last year. He's got the tools, man. So with Chop, Phillips, and Chubb, and Sealer, the pass rush can be really good. Is it enough?
Oh, shit. I didn't realize they got Judon as well.
Oh, that's right. They just signed Judon yesterday, right?
Yeah, they must have just got him.
Yeah. So this pass rush can be really good. And they added Kenneth Grant in the first round, which I think was a slight reach. I think they should have gone offensive line there. But this defensive line has a chance to be really damn good. At the end of the day, for me, though, Reagan, it's Tua can't stay healthy. The offensive line is absolute garbage. You mentioned the drama here. Like, Tyreek Hill, I don't know if he's still going to be a Miami Dolphin after the season. Him and McDaniel are clearly butting heads. I don't know if I believe in McDaniel as a head coach. You know, he can draw up a good offense and has good schematics, but can he lead this team to a deep playoff run? I'm not buying it. 8-9 for the Dolphins.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm obviously not buying it at all. So I think, if they don't make the playoffs, he's definitely out of town.
And the GM should be fired. Malpractice.
Chris
not
Greer,
protecting.
you think Chris Greer will be out? I don't know.
Malpractice.
He's been around for so long, though, because he's now been there 10 years. So, but at a certain point, it's like they haven't really done a ton. I mean, they made the playoffs a couple times. He was there with the Brian Flores era. I believe he was there. Don't quote me on it. But I mean, I know he came in 2016, so I think that would be the Adam Gase era as well.
I mean, maybe a change is needed because it's malpractice not protecting your prize investment to Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, he was the Adam Gase years. He came in with Gase. So he was there for Gase, Flores, and now McDaniels. Also,
Reagan, let's be honest here. This team can't win in cold weather, and they're scheduled down the stretch. Although it's not a daunting schedule, it's the 9th easiest projected, as I mentioned earlier. Down the stretch, they're on the road playing in some cold weather games. I think 3 of the last 4 are cold weather games, and we know in the playoffs they can't go to Kansas City and beat that team. No chance.
No, I mean, we've seen it. We have.
With all that being said, Reagan, who's your MVP for the Miami Dolphins in 2025?
Yeah, they do have. I mean, they got. It looks like 3 of their last 5 are cold weather because they're going to be playing in New York in December. They're going to be playing in Pittsburgh, and then they're going to be playing in New England in January. But they are at home against the Bengals and the Bucs. So 3 of their last 5 will be cold weather games.
We'll see how they do there, man. I wouldn't be surprised they drop any of those, even if we don't think the Jets or Patriots going to be playoff caliber teams.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah,
who's your MVP? Who's your MVP for the Miami Dolphins in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's Tua. I mean, this team goes as far as he does. If he's healthy, this could be a playoff team. If he's hurt, it's going to get really ugly from Miami. Bottom 5 team, bad. They're not gonna be able to compete because you can't rely on Zack Wilson or rookie Quinn Ewers to get the ball in the hands of these playmakers. I mean, Zack Wilson. While as a Jet fan, I wouldn't be that mad. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just hard to have any faith in him if Tua goes down. They really didn't do a great job of trying to find a capable backup.
Yeah, it's very surprising that they didn't go with an established veteran, like a Joe Flacco type of guy. So I agree with you. It is Tua. He's the MVP, right? And he's the only one that can function in this offense and put up enough points. It's night and day without him. He gets the ball out of his hands at one of the quickest rates in the league. And then when you start going a little off schedule and have one of these backups come in that holds on to the ball, the offensive line can't protect him. And the run game can't provide enough that it's going to get that support. So, yeah, it's definitely Tua. He's the MVP here. Who's your X factor?
Yeah, I mean, my X factor would be Bradley Chubb. Obviously missed all of 2024, so it's just him returning to health, returning to that dominant pass rusher form that we've seen from him in the past. I mean, he is just at his peak, one of the best edge rushers in the league. They obviously gave up a lot to get him from Denver back in the day, and it's just the best way to compete, go far in the playoffs is ultimately with a good pass rush, and I think he can be that guy because – I mean, he's been a 2-time Pro Bowler. He was he's got 39 sacks in his career, but I mean, his career high, was his rookie year with Denver at 12, but then in the first year with Miami, he had 11 sacks. So he really just has to return to that form. But Colin, who do you have for Decoy?
My X factor, not my Decoy. We'll get to Decoy, Reagan. Don't jump the gun on me. Don't jump the gun on me. My X factor is this offensive line. Can you protect Tua? Patrick Paul, can you be better than the 4th worst guard, according to PFF? Austin Jackson, can you be better than the 6th worst tackle, according to PFF? The premium pick that they had, Jonah Savaiinaea, can you be competent for this offensive line? Can you win the starting job and run with it? He's a very good run blocker. I'm more concerned about the pass pro right now and protecting Tua. This offensive line's got to keep him clean, keep him off his back. As long as Tua's healthy, this team will be competitive.
Yeah, but will he be healthy? A lot of these guys, will they be healthy?
I don't know. Rookie of the year, what are you thinking from this ball club?
Yeah, I mean, I think and I'm gonna say his name again. I mean, the guard from Arizona. I don't even.
Jonah Savaiinaea.
Yeah, I mean, Dolphins fans will probably be like picking on us like crazy for not being able to say it. But Jonah, the left guard, that he's slated to be the left guard. They obviously traded up to go and get him in the second round, so they clearly valued him where they're like, this guy's not going to get there, and it's such a key piece for us. While I think Kenneth Grant will be good as well, I just think there's going to be a lot of rotations going on where this guy's going to be, on the field a ton, and he has that tackle flexibility as well. So if some of the tackles aren't cutting it or there's some injuries, I think he'll bounce around a lot and be kind of a big glue for this offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pick. He should win the starting job because Liam Eichenberg is just absolute dog shit. So he better win this goddamn job. I did go with Kenneth Grant because I do think he's going to start next to Sealer right away, and I think he have a bigger impact. Now, his pressure rate at Michigan last year was not very good. I'm hoping being in the league, he'll develop more, and he's going to be a dominant run stuffer. He's definitely got the tools. So I think Kenneth Grant can have a pretty significant impact, particularly with that run defense. There are some dark horses here, though. Jason Marshall Jr., the 5th-round corner they took from Florida. Go Gators. Former 5-star recruit. I was so happy when they got him. He never really lived up to that, given why he was picked in the 5th round. But his 35% ball hawk rate above expected is elite. So maybe in the 5th round for a team that needs help in the secondary desperately right now, maybe he could be a gem for them. And also, Ollie Gordon, not going to start Achan's job, but we know Achan is he gets hurt. He gets hurt. He's not very durable, right? He's not a big back. Jaylen Wright, I am totally out on. I think he's trash. Ollie Gordon is the handcuff to have here. And if Achan misses time, Ollie Gordon might already be the short yardage back. I mean, Tyreek Hill said it and caused that big stir, right? So it might happen. But Ollie Gordon is the guy to have here. Maybe he can be a diamond in the rough for best ball drafts and have a big impact for this team.
Well, and Ollie Gordon, too. I mean, if it wasn't for such a down year at Oklahoma State, just the team in general, not even him. I mean, he was a guy that coming into the last year, he was a Heisman candidate. I mean, I think if he transferred or Oklahoma State wasn't so shit last year, he may have been a 1st round pick potentially if it went well. I mean, after the year prior, there were a lot of mocks that had him going in the 1st round or the 2nd round. It was just a terrible final year at Oak State that killed him.
That is true. Decoy, Reagan, now the floor is yours. Who is it? Is it Bradley Chubb?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. They got a lot of names. It's just like, what will they look like? I mean, they brought in Willie Gay as well. Zach Sealer's the big sack guy. But I think I'm going to go with Fitzpatrick. I mean, the return of Minkah. I know, obviously, there was some weird stuff coming out of Steelers, and they were kind of pointing fingers at him. And it was like, there was this weird stuff where we got 10 guys playing, and one guy's doing his own thing, and then he was the guy traded. Were they talking about him? Were they not? But I think the reunion with Miami could be big. I mean, he's a guy that gets a lot of interceptions, and he, is great with the ball in his hands. So he could be a big factor for this defense, and he could be a big leader, and hopefully, solidify this unit. I mean, they need him to be big in the secondary. Obviously, they gave up Jaylen Ramsey to get him, and he was a very solid player for them.
It's a great call, man. Mika is an absolute ball hog back there. This defense needs to force a lot of turnovers this year to stay competitive. I went with Chop Robinson, man. Only 6 sacks last year. But, I mean, you hear Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips talking about him like this dude's got it. His 17.2% pressure rate last year was the 3rd best in the league. Chop, let's start converting those pressures into sacks and let's get up to 12, 14 sack range. He's got the tools, man. He's getting there. Finish the job. Chop Robinson, I think, is going to be the best pass rusher of the Dolphins in 2025.
Wow. Might be time to sprinkle a little future on him then.
I think he can be an all-pro this year.
Wow. Maybe
I'm just saying it. I think he's got the
props.
chance to be a 2nd-team all-pro. I won't go 1st team. There's some dogs at edge right now. But 2nd-team all-pro, I could see it.
Maybe sprinkle whatever his sack total is over.
I like it. I like it a lot. Fantasy football, man. Tough offense to predict. If Tua's healthy, they can cook. If he's not, you're like, fuck, I guess I have to start Tyreek Hill, but I don't really want to. Who are you thinking?
Achane's a no-brainer for me, no matter who the quarterback is. I mean, he was the one guy that didn't really get affected either way with the quarterback play. I mean, he was just a beast as a receiver. I mean, his yards per carry went down, obviously. I mean, it was crazy his rookie year, but Mostert's out of town now as well. And even with him there last year, it was pretty clear it was his backfield. I mean, over 200 carries last year with the 900 yards. but then he added another almost 600 as a receiver. I mean, the dude almost had 1,500 all-purpose yards, came up 1 yard short, crazy enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and the 78 catches on 87 targets. I mean, the dude was involved so much as a receiver. So you love that for PPR leagues. The double-digit touchdowns, you love it. So I think he'll be, again, close to a 300 touch guy, because I would imagine the carries go up even if the catches go down slightly. I think he'll get up more higher than 200 carries this year. So I'm all over that. Tyreek, I think I'm fine with, on the bounce back. And also, it's not like you have to give up that first or second round pick on him right now. Waddle, I'm staying away from completely. I'm never been a big Jaylen Waddle guy for fantasy. Tua, I'm fine with it, especially best ball. Like, if he can stay healthy, he'll have big weeks, obviously. And then I did take Waller as my tight end in the league, and I'm like, what am I doing? So I dropped him.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, like, if Waller, and I know the cardio's got to get up there, but because he's been retired, but if Waller can be like even 75% of what Johnny was last year, that's going to be a beast for a tight end in fantasy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you for the most part. All over Achan at the end of the first round, early second. Like, I'm not minding that pick. I mean, you just know the volume's going to be there. He's one of the elite receiving backs in the league. He could take any play to the house. So I love Devon Achan. I'm trying to get him in dynasty leagues, but no one's really working with me right here. So can't get that one done. Tyreek, I got him in a couple best ball leagues. I have him in a dynasty. I'm so on it just because the beef with McDaniel, like, I don't love it. But you also got to take into account in 2023, like, the dude was an absolute animal, like 1,800 yards. And, he did play. But yeah, I'm kind of with you there too with Jaylen Waddle. I took him in like one or two best ball drafts because I needed receiver bad, and he was just staring at me in the face and was falling. And I was like, all right, what if like they do move a Tyreek Hill or something like that? But I'm kind of out on Waddle as well. I don't want to own him in any dynasty leagues. I'm not taking him in my redraft leagues. I'm staying away from Darren Waller. But I'm buying into the Tyreek Hill bounce back, and I'm all over Devon Achan. And I did take Tua at QB 22 in best ball. I'm like, you know what? If he does play a healthy 17, that's a goddamn steal.
Yeah, no, for sure. But hey, Dolphins fans, I am really curious. Like, where are you guys gonna, like, what are you guys thinking here? Are we way off? Are we overthinking it? Are the Dolphins going to go back to that playoff form we saw in 2023, or are they going to be more like 2024? And do you like Mike McDaniels? Do you want him to be your head coach? Or are you kind of fine with it being a bad year? Like, do you think Tua's your long term? Or are you looking at other options? I mean, a lot of ways you can go. I'm sure. I'm even curious, like, what do you feel about Tyreek Hill at this point? But let us know in the comments whether we're right or wrong. And if there's some guys we should be looking out for in fantasy football that are maybe down on the depth chart that you're hyping up. But thank you all for tuning in. And that's another episode of Around the